Hi folks. Hallo Leute. So Claire here from Unthinking Aloud and with another little video that's going to be around probably part of the ADHD little playlist. Some of the symptoms and I guess how I experience them and maybe how I'm dealing with them or not dealing with them. And today's topic is RSD, and this wasn't my planned video today, but I just wanted to make a quick, really honest video because I don't want anyone to get the idea that because I talk a lot on this channel about ways to manage just life in general, and a lot of the methods that I use, well, all of them are hopefully helpful for everybody, not just people with ADHD. But I kind of wanted to make a real-time video because it's important that, for me, that you see that I haven't got this all down pat. It's not perfect. It's not plain sailing. I don't not experience the symptoms, and I don't face challenges, some same challenges that many of you are dealing with, and I'm right in the middle of one right now. And so RSD in real time, I guess. Just had a conversation with my partner, my lovely partner, and it's lovely, but it's also quite a lot for him to get his head around with ADHD, and it's taken a while for us to kind of navigate a new diagnosis, what that means, especially navigate how do I talk about it without me feeling like I'm talking about it too much, and without him feeling like everything now is under the banner of ADHD. But I did say, well, because of my ADHD, that's how I experience the world. So of course it's part of it, but it's really difficult. It's really difficult. I'm sure there'll be loads of videos on this little playlist about how to navigate relationships about how I'm trying to navigate relationships now that I've got this diagnosis. But today, like I said, just circling back, you can see that I'm completely, even though I've taken my medication today, and I can feel it working, you can see that I'm a bit derailed, probably. And anyway, this conversation with my partner, he mentioned something. I said I was going to do some more videos, and he said, yeah, they're really good. I'm so glad you're doing it. One thing I would say though, now, anybody with ADHD knows that that kind of phrase is really triggering for us because we're hypersensitive to rejection, and our head immediately goes to 1,000 scenarios of what could the criticism be, what could it be, what mistake have we made, what have we failed at. My body, even though externally I try not to show it, but my body goes into immediate kind of fight, flight, freeze. And he was just talking about the backgrounds of the videos, and maybe, maybe almost like you want to think about the backgrounds more, and maybe so they match up with the content and stuff. And, maybe there's like a view and then it cuts to you and this, that, and the other. And so I listened, and that was okay and no problem. And then I kind of explained that what I was trying to do was this really low editing, partly because if I start doing videos that are going to require me to go to 5 different locations, get B-roll, get soundtrack, create thumbnails, all of that, which is great if that's your thing. It's not for me. I need a point and press, upload, done. Because otherwise I'm not going to do it. And for me, the most important thing I'm trying to do with this is just keep going. As opposed to the 1,000 other projects that I've started in my life and never seen through, and not only got bored of, but lost self-belief in, decided that I can't do it after all of that stuff. So I'm trying to push through that. So I kind of made that point, and I also made the point that actually there's lots of YouTubers, really successful YouTubers, doing this kind of very low editing way of producing content, and it appeals to me, so that's why I'm doing it. So that was okay, and then and I was feeling this kind of like, obviously I still had these emotions going through me, and I was thinking, okay, well, I'll say something. I'll put it on the table, trying to be honest about stuff. So I said, look, believe me, I'll get loads of criticism and feedback, and hopefully some positive stuff in response to the videos. And I get plenty of critique in my life. So maybe, and certainly I get it all from myself as well, internally. So, and I kind of said, what would be amazing and what I really need from you at this stage, because it's a brand new project and I need to keep the momentum going, is for you to just be my biggest cheerleader, and just say, this is just great, just keep going, it's all good. And I know it's not all perfect, and I'll go back and I'll change stuff, and I'll maybe look at earlier videos and think, God, that was awful, but I don't need another roadblock at the moment. And his response was, and it's also because he's sensitive to criticism, and his response was like, oh, okay, so I can never criticize you then. Never going to be able to give feedback or anything like that. Absolutely fine. And I said, well, no, it's not that. It's just that I'm just trying to express what it would help me right now. And I appreciate your thoughts and things, but I guess I'll probably, maybe if I need a bit more direction or I'm stuck with something, is it okay if I ask for it? Unsolicited advice. Unless it's like life-threatening, for Christ's sake, just don't, for anybody. I mean, it really, in my experience, it rarely goes down well. Anyway, and I've had a lifetime of it, and everybody has. I realise that, but with someone with ADHD, you've had a lifetime of more of it, and so you expect it more. But yeah, when I kind of said that and said I'll ask for it, he sat down with a thump on the chair and laughed and said, "Oh, so now I'm not allowed to say anything? Oh, so okay, let me just get this straight. I can't give you any feedback unless you ask for it. Just can't do it." And laughed. Now, that's like a knife to the heart for me, and many people with ADHD. I remember as a kid, absolutely losing my shit and going like purple in the face when my brother would laugh at me. And of course, he knew it was a trigger, so he would do it even more. And our kids do, it wasn't being a arsehole or a little shit any more than anyone else was. But I remember the feeling of absolute, like, blood pressure busting rage when someone laughed at me, but rage that also I would end up crying and completely out of control if anybody took the piss out of me, or absolutely horrible, or I perceived they were laughing at me as opposed to with me. Horrible. And really quickly I felt that again, and I had to really struggle to just hold it together and I said to him, just please stop for a minute, just please stop, because I don't want to lose it. And that really, really hurt. Long story short, we kind of talked about it. I asked him again and said, look, maybe it might help if you, there's loads of stuff out there on the internet about RSD and how it specifically affects people with ADHD and how it can be more triggering. And it's not to say, and all this time, because I'm so hypersensitive to looking after everybody else around me, and trying to make sure everyone else is okay. Every other sentence is, this isn't saying that what you did is wrong or blah, blah, blah. I'm just telling you how it affects me and you know what, maybe we can find a different way of doing it. Fucking hell, it's exhausting spending your life looking out for everybody else's feelings, and then trying to navigate the world later with this new information, as you know, with a new diagnosis of ADHD, of trying to understand, trying to find a way to articulate your needs in this in a way that it tries not to trigger those. God, it's so difficult. I'm tripping over myself even talking about it, but I guess you know if you know. And so I sat there for a few minutes while he tried to explain a few things and blah, 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 feeling like I was getting lectured, and I'm sure that's not what he meant to do. Feeling my heart sink, thinking, oh God, the energy that I had a few minutes ago to get on and do loads of work is just seeping out of me, like I could feel it just draining from me. And I was just thinking, oh God, and this weight of emotion, and yeah, just feeling like train that's just been hit by something and you've knocked off the track again, and you just trying to think, okay, it's really overwhelming. So anyway, kind of said, okay, yeah, and he apologized for laughing and stuff like that. And anyway, I then came back in here to try and get myself stuff sorted and what have you, and spent and then I've spent half an hour farting around. Okay, I've got a new microphone, I wanted to test that, but not really knowing what to do because I was still feeling really overwhelmed with these emotions. So that's what this video is about, is to just kind of say, look, the knowledge that I have and the understanding that I have, that I've talked about in lots of videos, and I will continue to try and illuminate for you about how just kind of being present in the moment, and how to try and stay grounded and find that other way of existing in the world that is not always reactive, and respond instead of react, and try not to be so overwhelmed with stuff, to find a lighter path through the world. Even though I talk about all of that and I know that and I've got that so much understanding, and it's not just head understanding, it's experiential. I know it works. It doesn't mean that I don't get derailed. It doesn't mean that there are times when I just feel frozen and I don't know what to do, and I don't know where to turn, and I don't know how long it's going to last, or I don't wish it was different, I really do. Don't get me wrong, I do. I like who I am, largely, and I like how I kind of present in the world, and the fact that I really have deep empathy and compassion, things for people, for the world, and so I like all of that, and I know that the way I am now, without a shadow of a doubt, is as a result of the experiences that I've had, Good, but mostly bad. Mostly the pressures, the difficulties, the challenges that have pushed me into finding different ways of being, and pushed me to look deeper within myself and also within this world that we're in, and within other people. So I'm really grateful for that. But God, there are times when I just wish it wasn't so. It wasn't like that, you know, and that I could, that, yeah, that I didn't still find myself in moments like this where I just feel like buffeted. It's a bit breezy here today. There's a flag outside just flapping in the wind, and that's what I kind of feel like. Anyway, so yeah, RSD in real time. Now, there are times in my life when this emotion would have completely sent me off the rails for the rest of the day, minimum, or made me, the impulsivity would then kick in and I'd go and do something stupid. Walk away from a relationship, scream. Not much screaming actually, because it was always internal, you know. Find some way of self-sabotaging, self-harming in some way. And now I know that I can give it time and give it space and just try and keep moving forward, and it will dissipate. And it's dissipating now. This video is really helping. You know, it's quite a selfish thing that I'm doing with this channel, because ultimately it gives me an outlet that I don't have really. I haven't yet found that community, and I'm hoping that through this that I will connect with people that have maybe had similar experiences, trying to, you know, find a new path. And but I haven't yet found that, and so I found loads of beautiful people. Don't get me wrong, I have lots of lovely people in my world, but it's brand new diagnosis, just feeling my way. And so this channel, thank you so much if you're watching and if you're bearing with this, because I know it's a lot of rambling, but I'm hoping, you know, this is the kind of stuff that I really looked for, and I look for still when I'm struggling, and that I find great identification in, you know, that I really think, okay, I'm not alone, and it helps me. And so if you're going through this and feeling like I do, thinking, Christ almighty, I'm a grown woman, relatively self-possessed, been, you know, standing on my own 2 feet, doing okay, and then all of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, something someone else says, and I feel like 11 years old again, you know. The same kind of, it's not the same strength of emotion. It is, but it isn't. I mean, there's other things, but it's still, you know, a stronger reaction than I would like, put it that way. So, breathe, Claire. This is what it looks like. This is what it feels like. But I don't, you know, I'm determined and to use everything that I know to move forward, move through it. It's dissipating, the emotions are going. This is good. And I'm going to go outside. It's later than I wanted to start, but hey ho, that's also the way it goes. But that's okay. I'm going to go and do some more content somewhere else, and then I'll get these uploaded later on. Someone just went by on a bike with a really cool outfit on. Anyway, you see, that's what I need, distraction. Butterfly brain. That's not necessarily a bad thing. So, yeah, RSD, it's a real deal. It's the real thing. Just remember, they're just emotions, not just emotions. The feelings will pass. They're strong and they point to our experience, and I now have that framework that I talked about to understand why that is the case, and that makes it easier when it happens, because you think, okay, it's not just you being generally shit at navigating life. And I'm really grateful that I came away from that, and okay, it was difficult in the moment when we were discussing it. It's emotionally charged, both of us emotionally charged, and you notice it, but I didn't add to the drama, and that is a win. I didn't add to the drama. I didn't flounce out. I didn't say I'm going out and I'm not coming back. I didn't then, when he came in a few minutes later to come and give me a hug and a kiss, and another level of apology, you know, with physical, without saying sorry, but you know, it says a lot. I didn't push him away. I didn't retreat behind the wall that over many years I built to protect me from emotions, you know? I'm trying to feel this shit. And it's not always fun. Anyway, just keep going, guys. The feelings will pass. Move, breathe, do something. Play with some, you know, get your favourite things out. Make sure you've got some stuff around you that makes you smile, like one of my favourite postcards. Why not? A duck in naval uniform. Yeah. Distraction is also helpful. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for listening this far if you have. Thank you for being there. I'd love to hear from anyone that this resonates with, and anyone that has got any top tips about how they deal with it. What works for you? Okay. Have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you soon.